The second part of my relationship with the Quran, hudan lil muttaqeen. It is a guidance. It's advice. It's counsel. Hudan literally means guidance for someone who's lost. Hidayah in Arabic is closely related to the word hadiah or hadiah, which means a gift. For the Arab that was lost in the desert, the problem when getting lost in the desert is you don't even know if you're walking in a straight line. Because you could be walking in a straight line but end up circling and ending up where you started. You understand? What's the biggest gift you can give to someone lost in the desert? That's why hadiah and hadiah are related to each other. If you flew over with a helicopter and dropped a water bottle and says, good luck man, that's not enough of a gift. He needs hidayah. The hadiah he needs is hidayah. You understand? That's the one that's going to help him survive, to know which direction to go to. This word itself, it illustrates not the intellectual relationship we have with the Quran, where there's no doubt. That's already covered in la rayba fihi. This is the second dimension of our relationship with the Quran. A relationship in which I am constantly seeking direction. I am constantly, just like our bodies have a relationship with water. I can't say I already had water yesterday, no need today. I can't. My body will necessitate water, isn't it? Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran, when He describes the revelation of the Quran, He always compares it to what? Water. He compares it to water. There's a very close relationship that you have with water that you have with the Quran. Your thirst doesn't let you go. Every few hours you have to what? Drink again. Whether it's water or it's some kind of fruit that has water in it or food that has water in it, the water is always there. The liquid is always there, right? Every few hours you're going to have to fill the thirst of your heart as well. And that water of revelation is actually what? The Quran itself. Every few hours we stand in front of Allah in salah and say, Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. I'll translate that figuratively. Let us have a drink again. We're thirsty again. You need to guide us again. Guidance and thirst are closely related. You understand? So now, that's the second bit of our relationship. When there's no doubt left, and you're completely convinced this is the word of Allah, then you're going to come to the Quran, and you're going to ask Allah for guidance. And then when He gives you guidance, you will follow it because there's no doubts. Because there's no doubts. When you see young people reluctant to follow the word of Allah, not so motivated to follow the word of Allah, they're not taking the hudan lil muttaqeen seriously. You know where the problem usually is? The problem is la rayba fihi hasn't been met yet. You have to take care of la rayba fihi, and then what do you get? Hudan lil muttaqeen. There's an order here. There's an order that has to be established. So we have to convince our young generation of the miraculous power of the Quran, of why it can only be the word of Allah. It can't be anything else. There's no possibility of doubt inside of this book. And so these three things are in a particular sequence, and that's the next thing I wanted to quickly highlight before you, but again, without getting technical. There's another reading of this ayah, which is ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ all together. What that means is, that is in fact the book. There is absolutely no doubt whatsoever that in it, there is guidance for those who have taqwa, for those who want to protect themselves. In other words, if you want to save yourself, if you want to lead a careful life, there is no way Allah will not give you to drink. There is no way Allah will leave you misguided. You know, we're living in the age of over-information, where people are thinking, I don't know what to follow. There's so much conflicting information. If you can turn to Allah and say, I just want to protect myself, Ya Rabbi, and then you come to this book, Allah's guarantee, لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين, there's absolutely no doubt, no disturbing feeling whatsoever that this book will absolutely guide you. In a time where everything else will be confusing, this will be the one place of counsel that will never let you down. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us that lifelong relationship. The final thing I want to share with you before I let you guys go, right on time, bi'idhnillah, is they say هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Some grammarians say that هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ كَحَالٍ يَأْتِي حَالًا هُنَا إِعْرَابًا. That it comes as an adverbial phrase. Now that's difficult English as well. Let me simplify that for you. It's very cool. You know, when I say, for example, the car is running. That's a running car. I saw the car as it was running. The car is actually, the engine is turned on. And it's actually vibrating. You understand? But if you say the car runs, the car runs. The car may not be on right now. But it has the potential, if you start it, it's going to run. You understand? If you notice something that's actually engaged in the act, you could see it actively doing what you say it's doing, that's called a hal. Otherwise, it's just a sifa. Now Allah Azza wa Jal here says, هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ حَالًا. One of the meanings of that is, not only does this book have the power to guide you, it is actually actively guiding. It is engaged in the act of guiding. It's not like it's got the potential for it, but it's not coming out. It's actually running. The engine's running. And you can see it running. It doesn't just have the potential for it. And so Allah Azza wa Jal made this something that is like a living experience for the believer. There are miracles of guidance in the Quran that only you will experience. Nobody else can explain them to you. You're going to be in a state of difficulty in your life. You're going to open up Allah's book. You're going to read some page. And you're going to read some ayat. And it's going to have the answer to the exact problem you had. And you cannot prove that to anyone. You cannot convince anyone else that's a miracle. That is a personal gift of guidance from Allah to you. Where the guidance of Allah came to life for you. That's the hal of hudan. Hudan lil muttaqeen. For that original generation, they were so fortunate, subhanallah. It was incredible that they used to be in a situation and they didn't know what to do, and the angel Jibreel would bring Quran and say, here's what you do. على مكث وقرآنا فرقناه لتقرأه على الناس على مكث ونزلناه تنزيلا in Surah Al-Isra. We revealed it at the very right occasion. At the perfect time the ayat would come down. But now the whole thing is down. For you and me, the entire 23 years of the Prophet ﷺ are right here. Done. What do we do? This is actually, the entire Quran is being described is in the hal of guiding. In other words, it will always give you guidance as though it just came down. As though it just came down for you. That's the gift of Allah Azza wa Jal to those who are muttaqeen. Today our time for dars is done.